Hi everybody, this is Matt, and what I have sitting in front of you right now is a magazine for a Ruger MKIII, but this could easily be for a Ruger MKII. These things get dirty, especially the more that you use them, and how you can tell a lot of times is when you go to load the magazine and you're pulling down on it and you're loading rounds and they tend to stick. Why is that? Well, shooting lead and shooting lead that has wax on it will create a buildup on here, and just by handling this you can already see stuff on my hands. So let's show you a quick and easy way of cleaning this. First of all, you see this hole. There's a plunger down here, and I'm going to take my punch, push down, and then push forward. And then as I move this thing forward, I'm going to keep my finger on it because that spring is going to want to come out all over the place. Let me try to show it to you here. And out comes the spring. So there's the plunger. Here's the spring. And it can be really a lot of fun getting it back in. So how do we clean this? You can use pipe cleaners. A lot of times I will use these little wooden things that kind of look like Q-tips. And the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to give this a very brief bath in some good old Hoppe's number 9. You can see it right there. And I'm just going to swab down through the inside of this up to that follower. And as you can see, it's dirty. I'm going to come down here to the front, do the same thing. Try to get as much of that inside as possible. I'm going to let the follower drop, and then I'm going to do the same thing up here. Get especially up in this area. Look how dirty that is already. This really needed to be cleaned. You have to remember that all of your exhaust gases when you fire the weapon are going to be more present up here in this area. So we're going to get down in here really good. I'm going to bring the follower back up, give that kind of a quick dusting off, and then I'm going to switch over to a clean one, and I'm going to repeat the process because I don't want that Hoppe sitting in there. So we'll get that out. Look at that. Dirty little magazine. So let's just go ahead and swab this real good. Try to make this as quick and as painless as possible for you. Flip it over. Same routine here. I kind of approach this the same way that I would in cleaning a barrel. When I finally get something that doesn't have this on it, then I'm a happy camper. And I know then at that point that I have a pretty clean magazine. Are you going to get absolutely every bit of residue out of here? No. What could you do if you wanted to? You could actually soak this in ballistol. Take some ballistol, cut it with water, put it down in here. It really won't hurt it. And this mag has been through an awful lot. I have not replaced it whatsoever, and it just keeps going and going and going. But as you can see, I keep getting more and more and more stuff out of there. Finally, it's starting to clear up a little bit. Not as good as I would really like. That was actually dirtier than I thought. Here's our polymer piece. Now, since it's already dirty, I'm just going to dump it in a little bit of Hoppe's. Scrub this guy real good. Look at that. That's horrible. And we'll get you cleaned up. Yeah, that really needed to be cleaned badly. I'm going to take a cloth on this guy, try to get it exceptionally clean. It's not bad at all. Oh, looks much better indeed. Let's look at this little guy, clean him up just a bit. Not too much residue there, so that's always good. Okay, so that's done. Now what am I going to do? I'm going to take a little bit of my ballistol and spray it on one of these little tips, because the ballistol is going to help to kind of keep this lubricated and have everything so it plays very nicely with each other. And even with the ballistol, look what that's picking up. My goodness. This is part of regular maintenance that you need to do to keep your firearms happy. Take care of your firearms, they'll take care of you. That means less failures. Plus, it's actually pretty fun to be able to work on these things, don't you think? And one more trip down here with the ballistol. I can already tell just by the feel of this tip as it's going in and out how much smoother everything is. And that's a good thing. Let's wipe down the outside of this. Got all kinds of residue buildup. You see the wear marks there? Don't be afraid of those. Those are normal. Just means that this thing has seen a lot of use in its day. And it's also a testament to the manufacturing process from Ruger that they do a pretty fine job. So that looks pretty nice. Alright, now notice the angle here. This is the way that this faller is coming up. So I'm going to first insert this, and then the trick is getting that hole to line up there. And as you can see, it likes to be tricky. This is where a bench comes in real handy, because you can just ease that into position, drop the guy in, and everything's good. Now on the spring, I'm not really going to clean this an overt amount, because normally it just doesn't need it, but I will go over it and get some of the junk off of there. Remember, we do have a little bit of ballistol on the inside, so that's going to help lubricate it somewhat. Now, the best way that I've found to get these things back together without having something launching across the room is I'm going to start the spring down into here, like so, and then I'm going to lay it on the bench, because that way I kind of have three hands available to me. And you see how that spring really wants to flex there? Well, this way I can use a finger to help follow that guy in and get it to cooperate. And once I've done that, I'll get a finger on here, take the cap. I can already tell that this wants to misbehave on me. Take the cap, get it on here, try to get it centered, and once we can achieve that, we can get her to pop back into place. But this is what I said the tricky part was. And boom, there it is. Positive action, nothing's loose, you're good to go. So anyway, I appreciate you sitting through 10 minutes of watching me clean this, but if you've never done them before, that is the best way that I've found to clean a magazine for a Ruger MKIII or Ruger MKII. I hope this helps, and until next time, take it easy and be safe out there.